Hey everybody, Alyssa here. Thanks for joining me for another YouTube video. I am so excited to be part of How to Kill a Kit with Style. I am so honored to have been invited and included. I actually have been watching this series for quite a while, and there are so many talented ladies involved that I ended up reaching out to one of them that I've been friends with for a while and asking her if there was a chance that I could be a part, because it's just so much fun. So thank you to all of you ladies who participate, who have welcomed me to the group. I can't wait to show you my kit for this month. So the theme this month, I should say, is all about using up those piles in your scrapbook space or your scrapbook room. And everyone this month is giving some tips on how they deal with the piles. And so let me show you, let me set this aside here for just a second. I'll show you my kit here in just a sec. But I wanted to show you this, and let me see here. So I have this two-tiered cart. Let me see, make sure it's in the picture. See this? This is from Sam's Club, and it spins. It's about 17 inches, 16, 17 inches on the bottom, so it's huge. Maybe 15. It's bigger than 12 inches. I know that for sure because I measured it. And so I have these trays on here from the Dollar Tree. This one has little bits of chipboard and ephemera, and these are things that hopefully you can see that. I don't know how the camera angle is. When I have just a few little bits of something left, like for example, there's some bits here from an older crepe paper boy themed collection. I can't remember what it is, but I had like 2 or 3 pieces of chipboard. All that stuff goes in here. And so I find that I do end up using it up, because a lot of times I'll be looking for, anyone recognize this? Sassafras. I'll be looking for just that perfect little thing to add a finishing touch to my projects, and it's right here on my desk. And the other thing I do, this is a very similar thing, is I have these bowls, and I'll put little bits and bobs that I want to use. A lot of times these are little things that I've cut out of paper pads. Like this is out of a Jen Hadfield paper pad, and I still have this paper pad, but it's a 12 by 12 paper pad, and keeping this little piece that I cut out and never used in the paper pad just doesn't really work, because it would just fall out and get lost. These are stickers from a Dear Lizzie sticker book, and I think these are literally the only 4 I have left, so I cut them out and put them in here. And so those are some of the things that I do. I find that when these kinds of things are handy and right in front of me, I use them a lot more, and then those little leftover bits and pieces get used up. So another thing that I do when it comes to the bits and pieces and the piles is I clean up after every single layout. And I know that for some of you that sounds awful, because it totally crimps your style. But what happens otherwise to me is I do have piles everywhere, and I will not go through piles. I will just ignore the piles, and I will look in my drawers and my containers for what I need. And so if something's sitting in a pile, it's never going to get used. So I clean up after every single layout. So let's get started on the kit. So for this kit, normally I like a lot of scrapbookers who make your own kits, and maybe you're the same way. A lot of times I will start with one particular piece of paper and then pull all of the other elements of my kit from that piece of paper, the colors and the style of it. In this case, I actually kind of broke my own rule. Not that it's a hard and fast rule, but I started with a set of photographs. And these photographs are 4 pictures that I took recently with my brand new camera that I got for my birthday. And I really wanted to get all 4 of these into albums. This is my husband, these are my son, and this one here has my daughter in the background. And so there are some dominating characteristics here. There's some green, there's some orange and yellow, but there's also boys in every photo. And I know from watching and also from comments that I have received that there are a lot of YouTubers, a lot of kit makers who really focus on a lot of florals, a lot of girly stuff, and it's easy to do that because that's what's out there. And I have a lot of florals and I have a lot of feminine products in my stash. But I also have finally, after 12 years, figured out how to make some really awesome boy pages that I totally love. And so my boys, my husband, my other boy is 12 and this particular boy is 4. And so I have a broad range of boys to scrapbook. So I'm going to focus this kit and the layouts that I do from this kit on the boys. And I think that many of you, I hope that many of you will find that interesting and helpful, because sometimes the inspiration when it comes to boy pages, especially older boy pages, is very hard to find. So I started with these photos, and actually this photo in particular. So I'll show you first the first paper that I pulled out. And I know I just said all this about feminine pages or masculine pages with a flower paper right on top, but this paper right here was actually the piece that I started with when I was looking at this photograph. And it has these orange, yellow, and blue and white stripes up here, and that pretty much very closely mirrors the color in this photo. Yes, that's my husband's backside. But this, I'll probably try to put something kind of over that a little bit in the layout when I use this photo. But this photo is it's just too adorable not to scrapbook, right? So I pulled this paper. This is going to be the background piece for this photo for sure. So I started with this and this photo. All right, so this is from the Freestyle collection by Photoplay, and this paper is called Kickflip. And it does have skateboards on the back. Neither of my boys skateboard, so that was easy choice to use this as a background. Okay, so also from this collection, I pulled this polka dot. This is called Carve, and this has a cut apart on the back, and you can see now my color scheme for this kit is really determined here. It's starting to really take shape. This paper from the same collection, this is called Alley Oop, and this card is getting used for sure. Keep calm and blame sister. That is, there's a camouflage print on the back. That is totally Ezra. That is much to sometimes my dismay. So I did pull in one other color, and that is this green. And I pulled this in because of this photo right here. Well, there's also a lot of greens in these photos, and actually the tones in the photos I thought with the gold worked really well. This is from One Canoe 2, the Goldenrod collection. But also I do have a girl in this picture, so this particular layout could be a little bit feminine. So then this paper, this is from the One Canoe 2, and this flower to me is not overly feminine. There's no pink, so I mean, ignore the branding strips, but this is from One Canoe 2 also. Same collection again, the One Canoe 2 Goldenrod collection. And these are pool pictures, and poolside pictures, I should say. And my husband is wearing glasses in his picture. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And honestly, this is not a paper that I would normally choose. It's not a paper that would normally come naturally to me, I guess you could say. And so putting it in a kit is a good way to try to get it used. So now I'm going right back to these colors over here. Okay, I deviated a little bit, but I pulled in this. This is from Go Now Go by Chamel, And I've had this collection for an embarrassingly long time and never used it. And when I say embarrassingly long, I'm talking more than a year. Okay, let's just leave it at that. So the rest of these papers, no, actually the next several papers are from this Go Now Go collection. These are one-sided because they're from the paper pad. And I'm not going to use the pink. Okay, I pulled these because I thought the cameras would make good cutouts, fussy cutting pieces. And there's no reason. None of these cameras, except for this one, are pink. The rest all really go well with my color scheme. This purple might make it in a little bit, especially to that one photo with my daughter. But I think there are quite a bit of different ways that you could use this paper without that purple really being very dominant. So I also pulled in this stripe. This is from a Hobby Lobby paper pack by the Paper Studio. Just a nice blue and white stripe. It really picked up the blue tones over here from this photoplay paper. And this is not even cardstock, this is lightweight paper. But I love a good stripe, so that gives me a few more options. And then one more cut apart sheet. This is from the Wildflower collection by We Are Memory Keepers. And I pulled this in because, again, the blue ties in pretty well with this. I could see using some of these flowers with this wood grain, or with this polka dot, or with these sunglasses. It is a little bit different style, but I think that it will be, I think that I can make this work. So those are the papers, and I will leave those there while I show you the embellishments. This sticker sheet is from this Freestyle collection by Photoplay. So lots of cool boy stuff there. This sticker sheet, some of you might remember this. You might even have this in your collection. This is called Boys Garcons. There we go. From Seven Gypsies. This is old, from 2005. And it has been in my collection for a long time. I think I got it for maybe 50 cents on a clearance. Maybe I don't even remember. Tuesday morning, 50 cents. There you go. But the colors are great. So, and especially these black word strips. Definitely going to use those. I pulled in this border sticker paper from our sheet from October Afternoon. This is from Treasure Map. And this one doesn't go at all. You know, some of these don't really go at all. But again, these are pool pictures, so the anchors, this one looks like waves. These are in the right color tones here. So I think there's definitely some use I can get from this. And I'll be honest, I kind of struggled to find embellishments that would really work with this. So I did have to do a little bit of reaching on some of this, but I think we're going to be okay. October Afternoon Chipboard Daily Flash. I picked this because of these arrows, the speech bubble, and the cameras. Because again, this is my brand new camera. And also, I very rarely have photos where these glasses are the right size for the photo. I don't know that I'm actually going to use them because it's kind of too adorable of a photo to cover up, but I am kind of tempted. I'm kind of tempted. And maybe I'll just print another copy of this photo and put it on the opposing project, like on a pocket page. So there's another copy, but I just thought that would be, I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing with that, I'm not sure, but I don't really get very many photos that are just the right size for those, so we'll see. The Go Now Go sticker sheet from Chamel. There's a little tiny alphabet here. Lots of very usable words. I'm not going to use any of the pink, but some of the blues, the oranges could go quite well. Oh, also from Daily Flash. This has been used quite a bit, but there's some bugs, an anchor, you know, some little things, and then also some pieces on the back that could go quite well. these little stickers could work quite well. Here we go, back to ancient history again. This is from the Wander collection by Basically. These stitched brads. These are probably from about 2007 or 8, something like that. And they don't all work again, but this does. This might or might not work, depending on the page. This go would work. So I thought there were some useful things there, or potentially useful anyway. This is kind of a kit of like bits and pieces. Like for example, I don't have any Daily Flash paper. I don't have any paper for this Seven Gypsies line. I've used all my paper from the Wander collection. This Pink Fresh, this is from Boys Fort, screen printed word stickers. This came in my Pink Fresh warehouse box. I don't have any papers. I don't have any other embellishments to go with it. So why not? There's some pieces there that could definitely work. This is from the Chamel Box of Crayons journaling pad, and it kind of matched the tone of a lot of these papers, so I pulled that. This kit is getting, it's a little bit bigger than I intended when I started, but this is Simply Today, Memory, and Noted, and they're black and white, so they work great. And some more texture. I pulled in these corrugated shapes, frames, and buttons. This came in my Jelly Bean Soup warehouse box, and I haven't even opened it from like 6 or 9 months ago. I have a whole video for that. Some burlap stars. What happened when I was building this kit was I had all of my papers, and I had a bunch of stickers, and like no texture, and so that's where I picked up the corrugated and the burlap and the wood. And then I went a little crazy. So this bag has cork and corrugated, black corrugated little cars, and then a few little Hampton Art Jelly Bean Soup. I think it was maybe a collaborative, or maybe it was just Jelly Bean Soup, I don't know. Little buttons, epoxy enamel maybe, epoxy buttons. So some puffy shapes from American Crafts. Again, not everything works. The pinks don't work, but this olive mustard yellow, the olive green, the black and white, you know, a lot of the stars, all of those are options, and I didn't have anything puffy yet in my kit. Wood buttons from Chamel Go Now Go. It's here purely because I have some Go Now Go papers, and I thought, why not? This is some leftover bits and pieces, some gears and stars mainly. A couple of zigzaggy things from, these are all pieces that I have cut from my silhouette at one point or another and not used immediately, and so threw them in. Some word stickers in black from Pink Paisley. Some chalkboard labels. These came from the dollar, no they didn't. They came from Goodwill Outlet in the bins, and it looks like they came from the dollar spot maybe at Michael's at one point. Okay, a few Project Life cards. These are from, I believe, from the Explorer collection from Project Life. They have, some of them have things on the back. So I just pulled 5. I really was trying to edit myself, I promise. But I'm also really trying to use things up. So when I get things like this that are about 50% used, they tend to stay on my desk and appear in a lot of my kits because I'm just trying to kill them. So this one had this actually lovely piece I considered as maybe a possible title for the one picture that has my daughter in it. There's probably not a ton here that will work, but I'm gonna work on trying to get some of this used up. And then the same thing with this. This is from an old crepe paper collection called, oh, I can't remember now. It's failing me. There's a woman here, like a little figure. Anyway, my daughter, I apologize for all the hair. My daughter, who is 2, took this sheet, pulled the backing off, and dropped it on the rug. And so there's hair stuck to the back of it. Anyways, I just need to get this used and out of my stash because this is literally, maybe this and a couple of like 3x4 cards are all I have left of this entire collection. So let's kill it. I can't believe I just did that dorky accent. Okay. So we're just finishing up with some letters. There are thickers. These are from Amy Tangerine. They're called Goodness. Printed black crosshatch kind of on chipboard, raw chipboard. These are also from Amy Tangerine, and I thought that the orange, the gray, and the blue would probably work in some cases. And then for small letters, I have this royal blue Jane alphabet from Ellie's Studio. And this, also very old, American Craft sticker book. I feel like I've used this a lot, and there's still like a ton of it left. Look how many E's are left. Like, that's always the judge of an alphabet for me. How many E's are left? All of my kids have E's in their names, and so that is it. I may pull some washi. I will also pull some mixed media, but other than that, and some plain cardstock. Other than that, I'm going to stick to this kit. I'm going to scrapbook these 4 photos. And if you haven't yet watched any of my channel or my organizational videos, you'll know I often do prefer to do 1 photo layouts. Not all of them. Sometimes I do 2 or 3, but oftentimes I'll do 1 photo. Because in most of my albums, I do 1 photo layout, and then opposite of that, I do a pocket page. And that is where like the journaling, the extra journaling, coordinating photos. So for example, these photos were all taken in the same day, but I have about 6 other photos that I've printed in wallet size that kind of support the story. And so I'll do a pocket page with more journaling and those wallet size photos opposite. So don't panic if you don't see a lot of journaling on my pages, or if I do all 1 photo pages. There really are more photos and more journaling to my albums than what might make it onto my 12x12 pages. I kind of use my 12x12 as more artistic expression, and I use the pocket pages as completing the story, if that makes sense. So anyway, I hope you'll stick with me this month and check out some process videos with these photos, and I will be back for a kit or a layout share and a kit leftover share at the end of the month, as well as I will probably, even though I don't really post a lot of pocket pages, if you hang with me this month, I will show you my coordinating pocket pages in that layout share at the end of the month. Deal? All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that if you are new here, you will like and subscribe. Click down to the description below. Make sure you check out all of the other amazingly talented ladies and the kits that they will be using this month. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.